आत्मचेतसा निराशे निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः. The literal meaning says, therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me, with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy and fight. Over to you, sister. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sister Archana. Okay. Yeah, so this is a very important verse. Okay. And this verse actually gives the essence of Karma Yoga, or the path of action. It is said to be the blueprint of an ideal action. Okay, meaning it gives the perfect formula, or it gives the formula of a perfect or ideal action. So it says, renouncing all actions in me, okay, and then with thoughts resting on the self, free from hope and attachment, fight without mental fever. Okay, I've slightly modified it. Okay, the words are same. Okay, what sister gave the literal meaning is same. Therefore, Arjuna, surrendering all your works onto me with mind intent on me, meaning with thoughts resting on the self and without desire for gain and profit. Okay, free from hope and attachment and free from egoism. Okay, and lethargy, fight. So here, another word is fight without mental fever. So as I said, this is a very important verse and we should understand what it teaches us. So it gives what is the blueprint of a perfect or ideal action. It is talking about action. And in the Vedas, it says that you must keep on acting until the last day for 100 years. So those days, they said that the lifespan of a man is 100 years. So you must keep on acting until the last day. Meaning, what does it mean? Meaning, you must keep on acting indefinitely. You must be working until you fall dead. Because if you stop, then the moment you stop, it's inaction, and that is tamas, and that is your death. So you must carry on with activities. And in our life, we always notice that while we are acting, all of us, what are we thinking about when we are acting? We are all thinking about success. Okay, when we do something, we are thinking, okay, how will my action be? Will I be successful? What will the effect be? Will it give me profit, gain, or loss? Will it please somebody? Will I get something about it? So everybody talks about success or wants success while they're performing. But nobody understands that success is an effect and it belongs to the future. So in order to discuss an effect, what is important, sisters? If we are talking about an effect, what's the most important thing? Anything? When we are talking about an effect. Okay, along with effect, what comes along with it?
Lessons, I'm guessing lessons. We need to learn the
something, okay, along with the effect. Okay, today I'm sweating a lot. Okay, that's an effect, how I experienced today. Effect. Okay, but what made me sweat?
Heat. Action.
Okay, so that means when you talk about, yes, you're correct, the heat, the hot weather, everything. A student gets 98 out of 100. Okay, that's the effect or the result of the exam. Okay, what is behind it? So along with the effect, what goes with it? How did he get it? 98 out of 100.
A lot of hard work, I believe.
Effort. Correct. Yes, a lot of hard work. That means there was a cause behind it, isn't it? That means for every effect, okay, there's always a cause. Okay, and what is the cause for success? So we are talking about success. So the effect is success. Now, what is the cause for success? In order in life to be successful, the cause is right action or a perfect action. So if we perform a perfect action, then you don't have to worry about your success. Okay, you don't have to worry about the effect. It will come to you naturally. And in order for you to get success, perform the right action. And what is the perfect action? That is what this verse is talking about. And here is the formula that is given in this particular verse. This particular verse says that, okay, you had to actually interpret it. It's not spelled out so clearly in the verses, but later I'll tell you which are the words that relate to the verse. Okay, two things are essential in a perfect action. Please take note. For an action to be perfect, there should be two things. One is the action should generate energy. Okay, the first important thing for a perfect action is when you perform an action, it should energize you. It should generate energy. Usually, how are we when we perform? Okay, so usually when we perform our work from morning to evening, we go to work and perform. And at the end of the day, when we come back home, we are so tired. At the end of the week, we are looking forward to a weekend. And at the end of a month, we are saying, let's go for a break, a holiday. So that means action tires us. So, however, if you perform a perfect action, it will energize you. Only an action that is not perfect tires you. And the second aspect of a perfect action is, okay, when you have obtained energy through an action, there are 3 channels for the dissipation of energy. Say, for example, your action has generated energy, but you must be careful that the energy that you got through the action is not wasted. It is not dissipated. You must block it. Okay? So this technique for a perfect action, first is your action should generate energy, and second, there should be no dissipation of energy when you perform an action. These are the 2 important aspects of a perfect action. Please take note. And this technique is applicable when you're performing any kind of goal. It can be materialistic goal, or it can be your spiritual goal, a transcendental goal. So it can be, the goal can be related to improving your material prosperity or bringing about more spiritual growth. So it is like, an example that I can relate to is, it is like filling a vessel by opening the water from 3 taps. So what happens when you open the water from 3 taps in 3 ways, the vessel gets filled with water. But say there are 3 holes in the vessel. Okay, what will happen? The water will leak out. So the water gets flushed out. So you have to make sure that the water that is getting filled in the vessel does not get leaked out. That means the holes should be plugged. That means there are 3 ways in which you can bring about energy, and you must be careful that the energy does not get dissipated. Like the 3 taps that is pouring water into the vessel, just imagine and filling it up with water. There are 3 ways in which you can fill yourself with energy. Okay, and once you are filled with energy, you should see that there are no holes, so that the energy should not leak out. So these 3 ways of energy leakages should be dissipated. So the first part of the verse, I'm going into the details now. What are the 3 steps? Okay, in order to fill your body with energy, how to generate energy. Okay. There are 3 ways in which you can generate energy. It's at the body, mind, and intellectual level. Or meaning it can be at the physical, mental, and intellectual level. Okay. The first one is at the physical level. So how do you generate? The first step is perform dynamic action by the body. Okay. Second one at the mind level is surrender to an ideal by the mind. And the third one is focusing of thoughts on the goal or the self by the intellect. Don't worry, I will explain one by one. So as I told you, in order to generate energy, there are three ways. One is at the body level, that you perform dynamic action, meaning you must be active always. The more active you are, the more energetic you become. Don't you feel so? When you are active, you feel that you have more energy. But if you're lazy and you just sit down in one place, you feel, oh yeah, I'm so tired. I'm so lethargic. Okay, I don't have energy. So the moment you stop acting, you lose your energy. With inaction, what happens? You actually become weak and the physical body loses its abilities. A person who's active, who's doing exercise, you will find that he's full of energy. But a lazy person who sits in the couch and watches the TV and asks people to do work for him, you will find that in the long run, what happens is body becomes weak, lethargic. So in order to generate energy, the first important thing is you must always remain active. See, for example, you are a person who knows how to drive. After some time, you decide, okay, I'm getting old. I don't want to drive. And later you want to drive, you cannot drive anymore. So the moment you stop doing or acting, you lose your abilities, okay? So the body must remain in constant activities. So the word used in this word, the verse used in this verse to show that is yutyasva, okay? You can see that it is given in the last line there, okay? Okay. Yutyasva vigata jvara, okay? So that is a verse that gives you for the, okay? It means fight. Fight meaning what? In what sense is it used? Fighting meaning engage your body in dynamic action to gain victory over worldly challenges or whatever challenges you face. Your body must be engaged. You must have the spirit in you. Always be dynamically active. The body must remain in constant activity. This is what we should always remember. For a perfect action, the first step is don't say, I'm lazy, I cannot do it, I'm tired. Tell yourself, you can do it, I'm active. And the more you do it, you'll find that you will become more energy. So at the physical level, the body must remain in constant activity. And the second one, in order to generate energy at the mental level, what should you do? Your mind should surrender to an ideal. That means when you're acting at the mental level, okay, you should have an ideal. Ideal meaning a goal, okay? And how's the goal? It should be a noble one. It should have a higher purpose in life, not beyond our own self-centered, selfish interests of our body, mind, and intellect. That means in order for us to make our action perfect, in order for us to feel energetic, okay, you should have your mind should visualize or surrender to an ideal. You must have a goal that you're working for. And the goal should not be just one, like, okay, I want to make money for myself and my family. It should be something noble. It should be something that's got a higher purpose in life, okay, an unselfish or a selfless one. But I'm sure all of you have noticed that when we work in selfish or unselfish or selfless manner for a good cause, we are all very energetic, right? Okay, so that is the second one. The mind should surrender to an ideal, okay? And the first one is dynamic action by the body. Second one, surrender to an ideal. Ideal meaning goal. The goal can be a materialistic goal or it can be a spiritual goal, whatever you want to attain in life, okay? And remember, it should go beyond your selfish interest. The mind should not crave for personal interest. So if you're working, so that's very important here. When I said that, it should be a noble goal. It should not be for our own, I and my interest alone. If you're working for a company, we must think about the prosperity of the company along with our prosperity. and think about the prosperity of the society. What can you do for others' prosperity, to bring good to others, to help others? So your goal should be something, a bigger goal, okay? The ideal at the mental level, okay? And when you're acting, surrendering to a higher ideal, you gain mental stamina. That means you have more energy. Higher the ideal, higher the goal, higher meaning more unselfish or selfless the ideal is, you will find greater is your stamina or greater is your motivation. I'm sure all of us, okay, when we work like that with an unselfish mind, with love for others, we have a lot of stamina. The other days, many of us, we gave food to the people, okay, to the needy people. All of us, we got together, we were so active, happy about it. Everybody was so motivated, okay? So that is one, have a noble ideal. And the highest ideal in life is self-realization. So it's the highest ideal you can visualize. So whenever you work with a high ideal, you gain immense energy. And if you work for the supreme ideal of self-realization, that's the maximum. So that is at the mental level. And what is the third step to generate energy? At what level is it? What is the third step to generate energy? Now we have looked at the body level, we have looked at the mind level, and now at the third step to generate energy is to make use of your
intellect level.
Correct. Beautiful. Thank you, sister. So the third step to generate energy is to make use of your intellect. The intellect focuses on the chosen ideal. So it is the intellect that gives you the consistency to keep your goal in mind. Intellect maintains a constant awareness of the goal while performing action. There is a consistency of purpose. Your actions should be driven by the intellect, which focuses our actions onto our higher goal that we have chosen for ourselves. So by directing our actions to a chosen ideal or a goal or to the Atman, our actions gain enormous power. See, if we don't, what happens is sometimes all of us, we start doing an action, but halfway through, we get distracted. We start carried away, we get distracted, and our mind goes somewhere, and we start doing something else. So what happens is our focus does not remain there. So we fail to achieve whatever we had started to do. So in order to achieve success, okay, you should have a goal, you should be involved in dynamic action, and you should have a constant awareness of the goal that you've chosen for yourself. And that is the work of the intellect, okay? So when your actions are directed to a particular focus, then your actions have enormous power. If not, your energy gets dissipated in different directions. Like for example, like water is flowing in one direction. It has got great power. Like how the dam, the water is flowing in one direction, and from that you get the electricity generated. Okay, so something that is flowing in one direction, it's so forceful. Light, focused in one direction, it's brilliant. But if you don't focus the light in one direction, it's all over the place. The light will be a dim one, and you will not get the effect of a good light. Similarly, wind blowing in one direction is strong, like the turbines, how they work. So anything that is concentrated in one direction, it has got great power, enormous power. Similarly, if all our actions are focused in one direction, there is power. So to look at what I have explained so far. So with the body, we keep on acting. The mind surrenders to a higher cause or purpose or ideal or goal in life. Okay, while we are acting, we are not simply acting. You know what you want to achieve in life, and that is something very meaningful, okay, purposeful, something beyond your own selfish interest. And the intellect channels all your actions towards that ideal. Intellect keeps the mind and the body focused on your chosen goals. And when you perform actions like this, you will find that your actions, it generates energy in the actions. You're very motivated. You're full of, you're effervescing with energy. So, and now, so that's the first part of the verse. So if you're working for self-realization, you align your body, mind, and intellect to the chosen ideal of self-realization. You think about Ishta Devata or whatever, and whatever you do, you dedicate it to your, it is whatever I do, I'm doing it for Devi, or I'm doing it for Baba. So that gives you the energy, and you act full of energy, okay? You have got a goal to achieve. Now, so we know now what should we be doing. Can I get from you how to generate energy? What are the 3 steps? How do we generate? The first part of the perfect action is how to generate energy. How do we generate energy? What are the 3 steps to generate energy?
Right action.
Correct. First one is dynamic action by the body, meaning be physically active all the time. Okay. Second one.
You surrender. You surrender to the goal. You have the goal in mind.
Correct. Beautiful. You surrender to the goal that you have in mind. Okay. Third one.
The intellectual level that gives you power.
Yeah. So adapt. So intellect, how do you gain power? By
focusing.
By focusing your mind on the goal. If not, our mind is a monkey mind, isn't it? After some time, it will be start running in different directions. We'll have different things that will catch our attention, and we won't focus, and we won't achieve our aim. So that is dynamic action by the body, surrender to an ideal by the mind, and focusing of thoughts on the goal by the intellect. So when you perform like this, your action will generate energy. Now, the second part of the verse tells you how to avoid dissipation of energy. Okay, so we are looking at the formula for a right action. How to avoid the wastage of energy. Now we are brimming with energy, but you must make sure, the pot is filled with water. You must make sure that, there are no holes so that the water will leak out. All the holes must be leaked. Only then the pot will remain full with water, isn't it? In the same way, for us to be remaining active, full of energy all the time, we must be careful that we do not dissipate the energy by doing 3 things. The 3 things are, the 3 channels of energy dissipation are worries of the past, anxiety for the fruits of action, and excitement about the action. Okay? Now, worries of the past. Okay, the first one. The first cause for the dissipation of energy is due to worries or memories of the past, which disturbs our present action. Can anybody give me an example of that? You're doing something. Can you give me an example? How worry, okay, you're doing something, you're doing very well. How a worry of a past action, worry of the past, it affects energy dissipation. The first cause of dissipation of energy is due to worries or the past or memories of the past, which disturbs your present action. Meaning you are not able to focus on the present action because you get distracted with something that happened in the past, your memories that is coming from the past, your past attachments or memories related to your ego. Can anybody think about an example? Okay, you're doing very well, but suddenly, you get distracted, your energy drops because of some worry from the past. Anything. Any simple example.
For example, if you had a fight with someone, you fail in something you did, so you are discouraged.
Correct. I think you almost got it, sister. Okay. You last probably example, Okay, all of us in schools and colleges, we have done like the thought when you told me this, we have all done experiments in chemistry where we have to do the titration and so on. Say the last time we did it, the last exam we did it, we lost marks because of the mistake that we made. So you go for the next exam, you're doing it perfectly well. But then what happens to you at that particular moment? The next time you're repeating the same experiment.
Is there a lack of confidence, self-confidence?
Yes, lack of confidence. You think you will, will I commit the same mistake again? So you become distracted. Your focus is gone, right? Because it comes from your memories of our past. Okay, or like say you are doing it. Actually, all these memories of the past comes from our ego. If you had a problem with a certain person, okay, you come across that person, everything is slowly going beautifully well, but suddenly at the back of the mind, you're always disturbed with how that person behaved to you, and you are not able to give your best to the job. So there's always some worries of the past that will keep on disturbing you. Okay, I hope you can relate it to your more experiences if you think about it. So our past experiences will always cause us worries, memories. Okay, like if we are driving and we had an accident, the next time you start driving, you find that you lack the confidence to drive. Why? Because you think about the accident that happened when you were driving, and you lose your confidence. So there's a dissipation of energy. So one of the points is, dissipation of energy is worries of the past. So when you are doing an action, do not keep worrying about what happened in the past. That is one point. Do not worry, do not have anxiety, and do not get agitated thinking about whatever happened from the memories of the past, or because of your ego-related issues in the past, because of your attachments from the past. Second one is of energy dissipation is anxiety for the fruits of the action. See, the fruits of the action is you're always hoping, you're craving for the fruits of the action. So you're always wanting something. So when you're so anxious to get something, you find that that's the time you will make mistake. Okay? If you're relaxed and doing your best, it will go on well. But if you're so success-oriented, if you think that I must do well, okay, I'm sure that it will affect your performance. Say, for example, a sportsman is playing very well. He's almost going to win the game. Okay, there are only 2 or 3 points a badminton player. Sometimes you can see on TV. Until the last 2-3 points, he has been scoring very fast. He's almost there at the winning the game, but suddenly he loses the game. Why? Because that craving, he thinks that, oh, I must win. Okay, and that's the time you'll see them making mistake, hitting the shuttle out of the court and so on. That means the anxiety, the hoping for the fruits of the action, this creates anxiety in the present for the results of your action. So your energy gets dissipated. One, when you worry about, when you're doing a present action and it gets disturbed by what happened in the past. Second one is when your anxiety for the fruits of the action. You are so much result-oriented, success-oriented, that you crave for it. You're not thinking about giving your best to whatever you do. You're thinking about success, about winning. And that is the one, that anxiety will affect your performance. Okay. So when a person is acting, his mind slips into worries of the past and anxiety for the future, then you find that this impoverishes or this affects your action and it tires you. And you think that the action tires you. Actually, it's not the action that tires you, it's the worry and anxiety that kills the action. as a, when we are working, there are certain deadlines to meet. The anxiety for fulfilling the deadline, that itself will be tiring for us. It's not the quantity of work that you have to do, but like the deadline. Oh, I have to do it. If I don't do it, what is the consequence? So that worries us. See, if we look at a child, the child is active all the time. It's full of energy. Why do you think so? Why does a child have energy, whereas we adults, okay, who are stronger, we don't have energy? What do you think is the reason? The child, you can see, it is smiling, active, running around. It is never tired. It's full of energy. Why?
No anxiety about the future.
Yes, no anxiety for the future, and
it's happy and living in the present. Correct.
It's happy and living in the present. No worries of the past and no anxiety for the future, right? But can we do that? Can any one of us live 100% in the present? Are we all not caught up with our past performances? Do we not all think about our future? And that hampers our giving our best in the present. So we are unable to give our best to our present because our mind becomes agitated with past worries and anxiety for the future. So you have all the worries of the past and anxiety for the future outcome, unlike the child, okay? The child has got no worry, no anxiety, and is happy, smiling, running around, okay? So that means, and when you're able to do, and the third cause is feverish excitement over the present activity itself. When you're doing something, do not get so excited, okay? The word there is dwara. Don't work yourself into an anxiety. Don't work yourself into a fever. Oh, I have to do it. This is my responsibility. I have to give the best. Don't work yourself thinking about the result, okay? So the past, present, and the past, future, and in the present, in a calm way, in a balanced way, you give your best. Don't create an excitement thinking over the present activity itself. Meaning, do not develop a fever of doing it, thinking that all the pressure is on me. Okay, I am the doer. It is my responsibility. Okay, and so on like that. So if you do like this, you will find, so when a person is acting, okay, like this, okay, what are the three things? A person who works constantly. What are the steps? I'm just trying to wrap it up. Can you help me? What are the steps for a perfect action? What are first okay, there are two things that we have to focus in order to make our action, the formula for a perfect action. First is how to generate energy, and the second one is while you're acting, how to avoid dissipation.
Avoid worries and
dissipation, meaning how to avoid wastage of energy. Correct. So how to summarize, I'll just wrap up. So if you work constantly with the body, surrendering to an ideal, higher goal, nobler one, okay? Meaning beyond your selfish interest, with the intellect focused on the ideal, consistently having the ideal in mind while you're working with the body, trying to achieve it, not worrying about the past, not interested in the results of the action, and not getting excited in the present action, your action becomes dynamic. I repeat again, he who works thus constantly with the body, surrendering to an ideal and intellect focused on the ideal, not worrying about the past, not interested in the results of the action. Not interested in the results of the action, meaning don't think that it's an indifferent attitude. You give your best to whatever you are doing, but your interest, you're focused 100% on your present action. You are not worrying about the future outcome. You are not getting excited in the present. Only then your action becomes dynamic. So that is the formula for the dynamic action. So that is what the Lord tells Arjuna in this action, okay? Renouncing, Arjuna, surrendering all your work onto me. That means put your focus onto me, to a higher goal, with the mind intent on me, focusing your mind on me, with the intellect focus on me, and with a desire for gain or loss, okay? You are not worried about the future. Your focus is on the goal, okay? And you're free from egoism. You're free from egoism, meaning you're free from ego. You're free from the memories of the past, okay? And lethargy, meaning active action. Fight, meaning give dynamic action without any excitement, okay? Renouncing all actions in me with thoughts resting on the Atman, free from hope. Hope meaning not worrying about the future, and attachment meaning not worrying about the past. Fight without mental fever, fight without any excitement in the present action. And this gives the essence of karma yoga, or this is the blueprint of an ideal action, or this is the formula for a perfect or ideal action. So it advises. So what is advice given to Arjuna here? What should Arjuna do here? What is the Lord telling Arjuna? In your own words, you can tell me. From this particular verse, what advice is the Lord telling Arjuna?
You surrender completely.
Yeah, surrender. You surrender to the higher, to the divine. Okay. And then?
Don't be lethargic.
Don't be lethargic. Correct. He wanted to give up fighting, isn't it? So he should act. Don't be lethargic. Good.
Don't be attached to the fruits of your action, or don't think that you should be rewarded.
Yes, don't be attached to the fruits of your action, because Arjuna was worried here whether he's going to kill all his, his grandsons, his gurus, his uncles.
You are doing that. Don't think you are doing the actions.
Yes, don't think you are the doer of the action. Exactly. Surrender to the Lord. He is the doer of the action. You just do your part, your dharma. Okay, free from egoism. Don't think about the past, how they were your cousins, how your gurus. Okay, don't have that attachment. Be free from all that. Okay, don't think whether you're going to be successful or whether you are going to be failure. Uphold your dharma. Fight. Do not get excited about your present duty. Okay, this is what we also, all of us have to do. Okay, any questions? This is so in order to achieve success, you have to act. Your action must be perfect. And to generate action, what are the steps to generate action? And while you're generating action, make sure your energy is not dissipated. Don't keep worrying unnecessarily. Don't keep thinking about the future, but give your best in the present action. But don't get excited. Don't have undue worry and excitement. Okay, don't get agitated. That's also important.
Okay, Sairam. Just I want to add one. Sairam, this is not regarding this, shloka. Actually, I wanted to, before you ending, I wanted to explain, give information. We are going to start a new 2 classes like Vishnu Sahasranama chanting, and Bhagavad Gita chanting. This one is starting, from October, is 7th and 8th of October. India time 11:30 a.m. and Malaysia time 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Okay, a Monday, Tuesday, something like that. I have already given the timings. Those who want to join, you can join. Okay, it's a chanting one. Sairam, thanks. Faculty is a Vinita, Sister Vinita. She is joining. Yeah. Yes, sister, tell me.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
If there's any questions, anything. If you have any questions, you can post it in the group also.
Yeah. Anybody can have any questions, please post in the group and Sister Aruna will reply for that. Yes, is it right?
Yeah.
Sairam? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll have the. Okay, thank you, sisters. I hope it's okay. If you have any doubts, maybe we'll take it up in the next class.
Okay, thank you for Sister Archana, Sister Aruni, and Arunaji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Sister Aruna. Thank
Brother,
you.
closing
Thank
one.
you, sir.
Yeah, 1
Yeah,
We'll have
minute.
to close
I will.
the closing mantra.
Who want to do the closing? Okay, give me a minute. I just put the closing one short. Okay. Who want to chant? Anybody knows how to chant? Then they can try chant.
Can I chant?
Yes, please. Okay, continue.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you very much,
Hari
Gayatri ji.
Om.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
Sairam will
Thank you,
stop.
everybody. Sairam.
See you
Yeah,
on next week again. Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you, sisters.
Thank you, Sister
Thank you,
Archana. Thank you,
everyone.
brother. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Yeah, I will start shut down now. Yes.